Jack, are you on channel?
Yeah, what's up?
So where are you at the moment so I can come to you?
I'm in airstrip.
Perfect, I'll come there now.
It's 2025 and Victorian farmers Duncan and his son Jack are using 1930s technology to find each other on their farm.
Is this truck meant to have water in it?
Yeah, preferably wood should have.
They're just about an hour north of Melbourne, but they've resorted to using walkie-talkie radios because their mobile phones struggle to make and receive calls.
You know, it's war technology, basically, and yeah, so we've gone back to sort of the pre-1940s technology, whereas we've got this modern day technology sitting in our hands that's useless.
There you go. And then it says 4G, comes back, and you call again and you get nothing. And then it drops out.
Like if Dad calls me, I'm in a bad spot. When I suddenly come into a good spot, I'll get all of these text messages that say missed call, missed call, missed call.
It was, yeah, I was on with Carl and
The Barber family have been Telstra customers for more than 3 decades, but Duncan says their reception has fizzled out over the last 5 years.
So we run 7 mobiles at $500 a month.
That's a lot.
Yep. For bad service.
Have they always promised that you can get coverage here?
Yes, they have. They told us that we should get coverage everywhere, of which we can't. But they also told us that to make things better, we would have to spend our own money on infrastructure, on our own towers, our own...
Those car repeater things.
Yeah, the car boosters and things like that. That we'd have to spend our own money to get better service from their product that they're supplying us with already.
All that work building a world-class network makes life a little easier, hey, Nico?
Someone's got to do it.
Telstra is the largest mobile network in the country. It's built a brand around its reliability in regional and remote areas, and it charges a premium because it promises a better service than other providers. But Telstra's claims about its mobile coverage are now under fire.
Telstra's coverage maps are clearly inadequate in they are overly ambitious. They don't reflect what's found on the ground.
In May, rival telecommunications company TPG, which owns Vodafone, complained to the ACCC, alleging Telstra engaged in misleading or deceptive conduct for over 15 years by dramatically overstating the geographic reach of its mobile network by as much as 40%.
Well, obviously, it's a very serious allegation, you know, because when we say to our customers that we provide 3 million square kilometres of coverage and an allegation is made like that, it obviously has ramifications in terms of the trust that our customers have in us.
Vodafone alleges Telstra's advertising campaign, which says its service covers 3 million square kilometres across Australia, is misleading because it relies on customers using an external antenna. Vodafone alleges Telstra's coverage without an antenna is closer to 2 million square kilometres. The company denies this.
We are confident of the 3 million square kilometres. When that allegation was made by Vodafone, TPG, that's a very serious allegation, right? So we went back within the engineering team and we did a deep study.
Channa Senavaratna is Telstra's Executive of Technology, Engagement and Advancement.
The engineering team came back and said, look, we're really confident of our 3 million square kilometres. It's handheld coverage. And we've gone and checked, and our methodology, by the way, which we've used for decades, is quite conservative in the way we do these estimations.
The ACCC has told 730 it's closely considering recent complaints regarding Telstra's geographic mobile coverage claims. Vodafone declined 730's request for an interview. Communications technology expert Mark Gregory says if Telstra is found to have misled customers, the fine could be enormous.
For Telstra, this is a very serious situation. If the ACCC commences an inquiry and ultimately finds that Telstra has misled customers, this could potentially be unconscionable conduct, leading to the largest fine in Australia's history. I'm here at Geeky Gorge in Fitzroy Crossing, one of Australia's true wonders.
In 2022, as part of an RMIT university study, Mark Gregory embarked on his own test of Telstra's mobile phone coverage by driving across parts of Queensland, New South Wales and Western Australia to test its signal in remote communities.
And for many that want to take their snaps or their videos and put them online or send them to their friends, well, they can't do it here at Geeky Gorge. There's no coverage. I found that there were many areas where not only was there poor coverage, but there was also a lack of data being made available, and so therefore you wouldn't be able to browse the internet.
Last year, the federal government spent $20 million on a 3-year program to identify where the mobile black spots are. The major audit is currently underway across Australia and will run until 2027. This map marks roads in red where they reported they had no service. But on Telstra's coverage map, some of these roads are in areas where they predict they do have service. So we did our own test. Along the Silver City Highway in New South Wales, this stretch of road is marked red on the federal audit map. But Telstra says there's service out here. We've consistently had 1 bar of reception. Now we've tried to call 10 people just to test the coverage. About 50% of the calls went through and connected. The other 50% didn't. So all in all, along this road, patchy and largely unpredictable coverage. We then pulled over and tried to make a call. I've just tried to send a text message, it hasn't delivered. I'm going to try and make a phone call now. So that didn't work either, but it still says we have 1 bar, so patchy reception across this highway. Channa Senavaratna says independent tests of Telstra's mobile coverage, like ours and the federal government's, can be impacted by a range of factors.
When that survey was done, that's at a point in time, and what we would want to know is when that was, because our network is dynamic and is changing. So if there is a variation, if there's a change, we need to have a look at it, where those discrepancies are. So we'll do that.
An hour north of Melbourne, the Barbers have been so desperate for reliable mobile service, Duncan offered to hand over some of his land to Telstra to build a phone tower.
They said no, because it costs too much to just put in towers, and getting government funding and everything take too long. So yeah, basically they were waiting for better technology.
Duncan says he doesn't care which phone provider he's with. He just wants a service he pays for to work.
Supposedly we are going into the technological era, but it's more of a technological error being an ERROR, not an ERA. It is an error.